Level 1. The scanner. The scanner gun beeps for the 600th time before lunch. It's 9:15 on a Tuesday, and you've been on your feet since 5:30. Aisle 14, bin 220. Scan, lift, place, walk. Your back learned to hurt quietly months ago, so now it just aches without asking permission. You make $13.75 an hour. The warehouse is the size of 6 football fields, and the air smells like cardboard and machine oil. There's a screen above the floor that shows everyone's pick rate, updated live, so you can watch yourself become a number in real time. Dean works the receiving dock, 22 years in this building. His knees sound like gravel when he crouches, and he's the only person here who talks to you like a human being instead of a pick rate. He tells you the same thing every few weeks, like he's leaving it somewhere you'll find later. Get out before it gets comfortable. Comfortable is how they keep you. Your lunch break is 28 minutes. You spend it in your car with a gas station sandwich and your phone, and that's where it happens. A video. A kid maybe 2 years younger than you, leaning against a Lamborghini you can tell is rented, saying he made $27,000 last month with no product, no warehouse, and no inventory. You know it's probably fake. You watch it to the end anyway, then you watch another one. The 28 minutes end. The scanner goes back in your hand. But something is different now, because between beeps, you're doing math. That night, you open a laptop from 2014 with a fan that screams like it's dying, and you learn what the word actually means. A stranger pays you $24.99. You pay a supplier in China $6. The supplier ships it directly to the stranger. You keep the difference and never touch the product. You read it 4 times because it sounds illegal. It isn't. It's just a gap in the world that most people never look at. At 11:58 p.m., you start a Shopify free trial. You don't tell anyone, not your mom, not your girlfriend, not Dean, because if it fails in silence, nobody gets to watch. Level 2. The first store. You name the store Trend Nest, which should have been the first warning. Free theme. Logo made in 10 minutes. You import a posture corrector from AliExpress that costs $3.20, and you price it at $19.99, and you copy the product description with the grammar mistakes still in it. Make you back very comfortable feeling. You don't notice. You're too busy imagining the money. You launch your first Facebook ad with $20 a day, which is everything you can spare. You learn a new language in a week. CPM, CTR. Add to cart. Nobody teaches you this. The dashboard teaches you. One small loss at a time. 7 days, $147 spent, 0 sales. You do the conversion in your head without meaning to, and it becomes the way you measure everything from now on. $147 is 11 hours of the scanner gun. You just burned 11 hours of your back for nothing. You kill the store. You build another one. Phone case with a hidden card slot. Dead. You build a third. LED dog collar. Dead. 3 months in, you're down $900 total. 65 hours of your life converted into ad spend, converted into nothing. The only reason you don't quit is a guy named Sam. You meet him in a Discord server full of beginners pretending to be millionaires. Sam is from Ohio, works nights at a gas station, and is the only person in there posting his real numbers, which are as bad as yours. He looks at your third store for 5 minutes and types 1 sentence. Your page looks like a scam because it is one. It's the most useful feedback you've ever received. You rebuild everything, real photos, honest description, a price that isn't a trick. Then on a Tuesday at 1:34 a.m., your phone makes a sound it has never made before. Cha-ching. Order number 1001. A woman in Texas, $22.94. After the ad costs, you lost about $4 on that sale. You don't care. You screenshot it, and then you lie on your bed staring at the ceiling until 3 a.m., wide awake. Not because of the money, because it worked. A total stranger, in a state you've never visited, gave you money while you were asleep on your feet in aisle 14. The warehouse pays you for your hours. This thing just paid you for an idea. You are never going to be the same, and you don't even know it yet. Level 3. The winner. You find it in week 19. A filtered shower head. Costs $6.10 from the supplier. High perceived value. Solves a real problem. Looks expensive on camera. You price it at $34.99. The unit math finally works. $6.10 product, $4.20 shipping, roughly $11 to acquire a customer with ads. Fees take another $1.70. You keep about $11 per unit. And for the first time, the machine runs forward instead of backward. First $100 profit day. You check the app 14 times to make sure it's real. Then one video ad changes everything. 30 seconds filmed by a freelancer for $60, showing the water difference side by side. The algorithm falls in love with it. $400 day, then $700, then the first $1,000 day, which happens while you're at the warehouse. Your phone is in your pocket on vibrate, and it will not stop buzzing. Dean watches you check it at the dock and raises an eyebrow. You tell him it's nothing. It's $340 a profit before lunch. The math becomes absurd. By 11 a.m. most days, the store has made more than the warehouse pays you for the entire week. You hold on for 3 more paychecks anyway, because fear is a habit, and then you put in your 2 weeks. On your last day, Dean shakes your hand at the dock with a grip like a vice. "Told you," he says. "Don't come back. I mean it. Don't you ever come back here." It's the proudest anyone has been of you in years, and it comes from a man you've known 11 months. The store does $84,000 in revenue that month. You tell your mom a smaller number so she won't worry. Your girlfriend stops asking how it's going, because the honest answer is that you check your phone during dinner, during movies, during conversations, and the phone always wins. You feel rich. You are not rich, because you've made one quiet, enormous mistake. You think revenue is money. The internet is about to correct you. Level 4. The hold. It happens in 1 week, and it happens in order, like the system planned it. Monday, 6:12 a.m. Your ad account is disabled. Policy violation. No specifics. Your appeal is reviewed and denied in 4 minutes, which means no human ever saw it. The machine that made you turns itself off, and there is no phone number to call. Wednesday, PayPal limits your account. They're holding $31,000 of your money for up to 180 days as a rolling reserve. It's your money. You can see it. You cannot touch it. The email suggests you can reply with questions. Nobody ever answers. Friday, the chargebacks start, because here's what you ignored while the numbers were going up. Your supplier ships in 4 to 6 weeks. Hundreds of customers are staring at empty mailboxes, and they're not emailing you anymore. They're calling their banks. Every chargeback pulls back the full sale plus a $15 fee, and each one is a strike against your payment account. And then the finish. Your supplier stops answering. Chinese New Year. The factory is closed, the man is gone, and you have 212 paid orders that no one is going to ship. You have to refund them for money. PayPal is holding hostage, so you refund them for money that doesn't exist on a credit card that was already floating your ad spend. The balance reads $9,400 at 26.99% interest. At 3 a.m., you sit at your kitchen table with a calculator and do the honest math for the first time. 5 months of screenshots of $84,000 months of feeling like a genius. Net result after refunds, fees, holds, and interest, minus $2,300. You are worth less than the day you found that video in the parking lot. Except now you don't even have the warehouse job. Somewhere in that stretch, the relationship ends. There's no fight. There's just a calendar, and you stop appearing in each other's weeks. And one day, her toothbrush is gone, and you notice 3 days late. Sam calls you at 2 a.m. because his account got banned the same month. 2 broke men on the phone, laughing until it hurts, because the only other option is worse. One morning, you drive to the warehouse at 5:40 and sit in the parking lot watching the line of cars roll in. You know they'd take you back. Dean would never say a word. Your hand is on the door handle for a long time. Then you drive home, not out of pride, because you paid $2,300 in half a year to learn exactly what you did wrong. And going back means the tuition was for nothing. Level 5. Boring money. The rebuild starts with rules written on paper, taped above the laptop. Never spend money that isn't real yet. Never sell what you can't ship in 2 weeks. Track profit daily, not revenue. Revenue is applause. Profit is food. You email 14 sourcing agents in China looking for someone who can ship fast and check quality. 13 send copy-paste replies promising everything. 1 sends a voice message at 3:07 in the morning, your time. "Hello, my friend. This product I can do. Quality check by hand. 8 to 10 day shipping. $7.40 with your package. But I am honest with you. Factory closes 2 weeks in February for holiday. You must plan stock for this. Better you know now. His name is Kevin Lin. He's in Guangzhou. He is the first person in this entire industry to tell you bad news before you paid him, and that is the moment you decide to trust him. Kevin sends photos of every batch before it ships. When 40 units come out with a defect, he replaces them without an argument and sends a video of himself walking the factory floor, pointing at the machine that caused it. Every message starts the same way. Hello, my friend. Shipping drops from 5 weeks to 9 days. The chargebacks almost disappear because it turns out most angry customers were never angry about the product. They were angry about the silence. You answer every support email yourself for a full year. It's miserable, and it's the best education you'll ever get. Angry customers tell you the truth for free. Courses charge $997 to avoid it. You open a separate bank account and move 25% of every week's profit into it for taxes. Because a man on a forum described getting a $34,000 tax bill on money he'd already spent, and you never want to write a post like that. The money comes back slowly and boring. $700 profit a week, then $1,400. You keep your Honda with 143,000 miles on it. There is no Lamborghini, rented or otherwise. This is the part nobody makes videos about because there's nothing to film. A man in a small apartment, shipping on time, answering emails, moving 25% into an account he refuses to look at. 18 months of that, and the store clears $9,000 profit a month like a heartbeat. Sam is rebuilding too. Every Sunday, you call each other and share real numbers, the actual ones, and he is the only person on earth who sees your spreadsheet. And then you start noticing something in the customer emails. They keep asking the same strange question. Who makes this? Is there a real brand behind it? You look at your store, your supplier's product with your margin on top, and you realize the honest answer is no. Not yet. Level 6. The way out. Here is the trap nobody explains, and you learn it the hard way one more time. Your shower head gets cloned. 40 stores appear in 4 months selling the same unit from the same factories, undercutting you by $3. One competitor downloads your video ad, your actual ad, re-uploads it with his link, and outspends you with it. You can't sue your way out. You can't outrun it. Every winning product in this game has a 4-month life, and then you're back at 0, hunting the next one forever. That's when it lands. Dropshipping was never the destination. It was the door. The escape isn't finding the next product. The escape is becoming impossible to copy. So you do the things the gurus never mention, because none of it fits in a Lamborghini video. You register an LLC. You file a trademark. Kevin finds a factory that will modify the product itself. Better filter, metal housing, and a packaging supplier 2 districts over. 6 weeks later, a sample box arrives at your door. Matte black, your logo, your brand name. You hold that box a lot longer than you'd ever admit to anyone. Then you sign the scariest document of your life. A purchase order, 3,000 units, $18,000 of your own saved money, on a boat for 31 days. And if you guessed wrong about demand, you own a garage full of shower heads instead of a future. Owning inventory is the exact opposite of drop shipping. That's the price of the way out. The units land at a third-party warehouse in Kentucky. Delivery drops to 2 days nationwide. Your review score climbs from 4.1 to 4.7, and the reviews start using a word customers never used before: quality. You hire Grace and Cebu to run customer service, and within 4 months, customers are asking for her by name. You build email flows and discover the industry's quietest secret. 28% of your revenue now comes from people who already bought once. The list you spent 2 years building was the asset all along, and it advertises for free. When you open a small fulfillment hub for launches and subscriptions, you make 1 phone call before posting the job. Dean picks up on the second ring. 23 years on that dock, knees full of gravel, 3 years from a pension that won't be enough. I need a receiving manager, you tell him. Sitting down job, double what they pay you. I don't need saving, Dean says. I'm not saving you. I need someone who shows up. Dean shows up. Dean always shows up. Year 1 as a real brand, $1.1 million in revenue, 22% net. Year 2, $3.4 million. At a barbecue, someone asks what you do. For years you said e-commerce and changed the subject. This time you say, I own a company. And for the first time, it doesn't feel like a costume. Level 7, the wire. The email arrives on an ordinary Thursday. We acquire brands like yours. You almost delete it as spam. Then another one comes from a different firm, and you learn something nobody told you at any level of this game. A business that runs without you isn't just income. It's a product, and products have a price. The first offer values you at 2.1 times your yearly profit. You say no, and saying no to 7 figures makes your hands shake under the table. Then you learn the language of exits the way you once learned C, PM, and CTR. Sellers' discretionary earnings, multiples, earnouts. Your brand's SDE is $780,000 a year. Clean books, a subscriber list, a trademark, a 4.7 rating, a supplier chain that doesn't depend on luck. Brands like that trade for 3 to 4 times profit. Due diligence takes 94 days, and it is a colonoscopy performed by accountants. Strangers read every invoice, every refund, every ad account, 3 years deep. They interview Grace. They interview your 3PL. They interview Kevin. Afterward, Kevin sends you a voice message. Hello, my friend. I told them the truth. 5 years, you pay on time. You never blame me for problems you caused. This is rare. Good luck. The final deal, $2.65 million. Most at closing. The rest tied to the brand's next 12 months. One condition from the buyers. Kevin stays as the sourcing agent. Kevin negotiates himself a better rate with them, then calls to tell you he did it, laughing. The wire lands on a Tuesday at 11:02 a.m. You're standing in the fulfillment hub next to Dean when the banking app refreshes. $2,460,000 after fees and escrow. You read it 4 times, the same way you once read the definition of dropshipping on a screaming laptop at midnight. There are no fireworks inside you. It's quieter than that, like a sound you've heard your whole life suddenly switching off. You move 30% straight into the tax account before you allow yourself a single feeling. Then you sit in your car in the parking lot, order the same sandwich as always, and call your mom. You don't tell her the number. You tell her the mortgage is gone, all $61,000 of it. You tell her she can delete the app she uses to compare gas prices. She's quiet for a long time, and then she asks if you're eating enough, because that's what mothers ask millionaires. You buy exactly one extravagant thing, a mattress that costs more than your first car. You sleep 9 hours for the first time in 6 years. Level 8. The quiet part. Rich turns out to be quiet. The money sits in boring index funds and pays you around $8,000 a month for existing. Your first job paid $1,900 a month for your spine. Nobody applauds. Nothing buzzes. The adrenaline you chased for years is simply gone, and it takes months to understand that the silence is the prize. You write Sam his first real check, $50,000 for 10% of the coffee gear brand he's been building the slow way, with rules taped above his laptop that look suspiciously like yours. Best Sunday call of your life. You fly to Guangzhou. 5 years. Roughly $4 million of product moved together. Hundreds of voice messages starting, "Hello, my friend," and you have never once shaken Kevin's hand. He's waiting at arrivals, shorter than you imagined, grinning like it's a holiday. He takes you to a place with plastic stools and no menu in English, orders for both of you, and refuses 3 times to let you pay. It is the best meal you've ever eaten, and you've eaten in restaurants that took 2 months to get into. The new owners kept Dean. He trains their warehouse staff now, from a chair, at double his old wage. He calls it the easiest hard job he ever had. His knees still sound like gravel. His pension doesn't worry him anymore. One night, you catch yourself typing an outline. How I built and sold a 7-figure brand. The course would sell. You know exactly how to film the ad. You even know which car to rent. You delete the whole thing and you sleep fine. Then, on an ordinary Tuesday, you stop for gas and a sandwich at noon, and you see him. A kid in an orange safety vest, maybe 19, name tag from the logistics park up the road, 28-minute lunch. He's alone in a 10-year-old car with the window down, eating with one hand, holding a cracked phone with the other. On the screen, a new guru, younger than the last one. There's a rented jet now, because a Lamborghini stopped being enough. $44,000 last month. No product, no warehouse, no inventory. You watch the kid's face, and you recognize the exact expression, because you wore it in a parking lot like this one, and it changed the entire direction of your life. You could walk over, You could tell him it's real, but not the way the video says. That it will take 4 years, not 4 weeks. That he'll lose $900 measured in warehouse hours, and a girlfriend measured in silence, and $31,000 to a frozen account before he ever learns what the game actually is. That the money is real, and the money is also the smallest part. You don't say anything. Nobody said it to you. It wouldn't have mattered. Some tuition can only be paid in person. The kid finishes the video and stares through the windshield at nothing, doing math. By Friday, there will be a store with a bad name. By Sunday, a failed ad. By next month, a lesson. And then some night at 1:34 a.m., a phone in a dark bedroom will make a sound it has never made before, and a stranger somewhere will pay him $22.94, and he will lie awake until 3 in the morning, not because of the money, but because it worked. He'll think he just made $22. He has no idea what he just bought.